Hi.
Hey.
You're watching an episode of Deck the Hallmark. Thanks for doing that. And good news, watcher.
Free trial of Philo for an entire month.
Whoa.
Coming your way.
Wow, that's amazing. All you got to do is go to philo.tv/deckthehallmark or click the button on top of my face.
Right there. Right over
Free
there.
month.
On him.
Do it
right now.
Here's the episode.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I love When Calls the Heart.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like When Calls the Heart.
I'm Dan, and jingle bells. I despise When Calls the Heart. This is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Hey. Ha.
Hey.
Ho, ho,
Hey, we watched all this. All of us watched this separately this week. We didn't watch it together.
Yep.
First time, I believe, maybe second time.
Second time.
Was it easier or harder?
Well, it was easier for me because of when I was able to watch it. Typically, we do it right after lunch. And food
sledding.
on the tummy
Yeah.
does not make When Calls the Heart yummy.
That's good.
So I would say it was a little easier.
I watched it while one of my kids fell asleep, and the other one of my kids wasn't asleep, and he watched it with me, which was a riot. And I have some audio. I don't know if I'll share it or not. I don't know where we would share it. But yeah, so it was easier for me because of that.
I'm just sharing your hot take.
Okay.
Or
I
your
love
all
it.
the feels. Share with it because you never have
Yeah,
one.
I don't have it feels. That's fair. I'll do that.
Well, it is When Calls the Heart time, guys. It's season 4. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
We're in
Cruising
the
right along.
4th season.
Halfway there.
Man, we're after
Almost.
this season, we'd be halfway there.
Yeah.
So we're not halfway there yet.
Depends on who you ask.
Nope, it doesn't. It's just math.
No, if you think about it, though,
It
because
is
4 is
not-
half of 8.
Yeah, we're not through 4. We're currently in
Yeah,
like
but
3 and
we're
a half.
in 4.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
if
not
you
half.
were to look at, you would say,
It
hey,
is
we're
not.
4.
It is mathematically
But
not halfway. This is pretty straightforward.
Now, again,
4 is half of 8.
today is a huge day because today the judges of South Carolina's best hot take,
Yeah, you did. You won Greenville. Klafner's been talking some stuff.
which was an amazing, first of all.
Yeah, thanks. I
And,
appreciate
and
that.
Klafner's from Aiken? Where's he from?
Klafner?
Klafner.
What did you say? Klomner?
Klafner? I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's Klafner from? Aiken?
He's from Aiken. Yeah,
Yeah.
Aiken, South Carolina. They got some good hot takes down in
If I
Aiken.
was invisible.
Hot taken is what they call
Hot
it.
taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's what you
it
do.
all comes down to this. And
Just
I've got
watch you in your
While
room.
you sleep.
Wow. Clay Aiken. This is just not great lyrics, buddy.
It's been 3 months. It's time to come back to the Clay Aiken bit.
It's never not astounding. His single was "If I Was Invisible, I Would Watch You in Your Room." It's just you could get arrested. I don't know what you
it was a
want.
simpler time back then.
Yeah, it
man.
was. All right, so the hot Klafner's talking some stuff. The judges
Yes,
are
man.
here.
Yep. I'm a little nervous, not going
We
to lie.
have a couple of judges here. Introduce them. We'll ask them a couple questions. Who do we have?
Johnny Smythe. Johnny Smythe is here.
Yes, it's Johnny Smythe.
Okay, Johnny. And what is it? It's not Smith. If I say
It's
Smith,
Smythe.
okay. Johnny, what are some of your credentials for the hot take? Best hot take.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, 2016, 2017, 2018 runner-up, 2014 winner,
Wow.
2013, we don't talk about it.
What happened in 2015?
I didn't do it. Took the year off. Scurvy.
Take the day. Johnny Smythe, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And then I see here we have Lorelei O'Sullivan. Lorelei O'Sullivan.
You know, it's Lorelei O'Sullivan.
It sounds like Johnny Smythe is doing a voice.
No, we're two distinctly different people.
Okay. Laura,
First of all, how dare you?
I didn't ask a question, Lorelei.
Well,
I don't know what you want from
And
me.
that's part of the problem. What's your question?
Lorelei, how many years have you been judging?
17 years.
17 years. You ever been a participant?
No.
Wow. So how'd you get the role of judge?
You know.
No, I don't know.
You don't call me Laura Life for nothing. Because Laura lies.
So, okay. So she has no business judging. Do you feel any better after hearing the two judges?
Man, it's a wild card, but yeah, maybe. I actually feel worse. I feel worse.
Well, let's get to the synopsis and then we'll get to it. As Dan just said, this is my show. I lead the way.
We'll do it live.
What Calls the Heart, Season 4, Episode 4. Let's name it. What do you guys got? There's a carnival in town. There's what else happens?
Don't go breaking my heart.
Okay, you keep trying.
It's heart of truth.
That was last week.
Good memory by accident.
The hearts.
The games of the heart.
Ooh, no.
Hearts of bingo.
Hearts of bingo.
The heart.
Step right up, get your heart here. Is it that? That's what it is?
And Carnival Barker Boy. The heart of the community.
Heart of the community. Yeah. Makes sense.
So there you go. And originally
That's a good one.
Written by Karl Marx, believe it or not. We're doing critical race theory on this show?
This is
I
wild.
March 5th, 2017. What a little something like this.
2017. Ben is back and better than ever. Do any of you have food or maybe $1 to spare? I'll take a Hot Pocket. You got a Hot Pocket? How about just a nickel? Those add up.
Guys, I'm starting to think that
I spent all my money on 2017, and the effects of the euphoria are wearing off. Benny, Bo, Benny. So hungry for hennies. Benny.
Frank thinks Abigail made the right decision regarding the railroad. Lee is not so sure because of business. Abigail decides to take matters into her own hands and offers to sell Ray the parcel in the northwest of Hope Valley for half the price. He accepts that offer because he's not stupid. Niall Mater. Can you believe it?
Niall
Mater walks into town. Comes on into the schoolyard with his son Philip. Niall works for the railroad, so he'll be hanging around the railroad and not so much around his son. The railroad does not want to pay taxes. I don't think that's going to be a problem. No big deal here. Companies that don't pay taxes, people love them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
Big time no tax boys.
Rosemary is bad at her job at the diner because she wants to design dresses this week. So that's a pretty big deal. Elizabeth talks to Abigail about the lack of school supplies, but unfortunately there's not enough room in the town's budget because the railroad's not paying taxes. Jack informs Bill that there's an escaped gang heading towards Hope Valley because it's been a few weeks. Elizabeth mentioned that there's no money for the supplies to Rosemary, and she suggests, how about you have a fundraiser? Elizabeth decides on a carnival, and Rosemary offers to read fortunes, which I was surprised by. In those days?
Yeah.
Frank talks to Bill and Jack about the gang, and they decide they're going to all go together and catch those guys. Hey, I got word. The town, they're mad, believe it or not, that the railroad is not paying taxes.
What? Tell me, are they upset?
They're upset about that.
They're upset.
It's crazy.
It's almost like, and
Hear me out.
big businesses should pay their fair share of taxes.
What? And Carl wrote that.
And I just want to get this clear. That's what Win Calls the Heart is telling us.
Interesting.
Those are Win Calls the Heart's words.
Man.
Not mine. Abigail sees how bad Rosemary is at her job finally and tells her, you should go do what you love. Jack prepares to ride out on a gang catching trip. Tells Elizabeth that he'll be back. They kiss twice. It was a double dipper. Bill, Frank, Jack, they go and find the bad guys. Because Jack rides up, the guy's got a shot Frank comes up from behind him and takes him out. Frank, he's got a past. He's killed a guy. I
Yeah,
think.
he's
Yeah.
somebody has a knife.
Someone's got a knife. When Frank, Bill, and Jack return, Ray offers to reward Frank when he hears about all the danger that he was in. Frank says, no big deal. Abigail hears about this, and she's mad that he would do something like this. They get in a real tussle. Boy, was it heated. And they say, you know what, maybe we should take a break from this here thing we're doing. It's the day of the carnival. Jack runs a photo booth. Rosemary is telling fortunes, which I was surprised about that.
You were surprised about the fortune.
In this day?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Niall Mater is working like always. So Elizabeth and Philip compete in a three-legged race. Just at the end, Niall shows up and takes his son around the carnival like a real dad. Abigail decides that the railroad will pay taxes, but it will be reduced by 20%. So
20%
maybe
So they're giving the big businesses a tax break.
a bigger break.
A break. It's a loophole.
But still pay something, though. We can all...
something.
Yeah,
yes.
you shouldn't pay nothing.
this
According
is
to
no.
what calls the heart.
That's what calls the heart, though. Ray and Henry Gowan, they head to Gowan's office to discuss business that we're not privy to. And the episode ends with Jack and Elizabeth kissing, if you can believe that. That's how this episode ended.
Man.
And that, my friends, was When
When
Calls the Heart
heart
of
of
Community.
We did it.
We're going to take a quick break. And then we'll come back for the big moments.
Oh, you ready?
Hey, you take this break off.
Okay.
Smythe and O'Sullivan, they're not messing around.
No, they are not.
Pencils are sharp.
No, we're not. I don't know. Where's the... Guys, you're not going to believe this?
I bet I will.
WPIO burned down.
The whole... Is everybody okay?
There was no one in the building,
Okay.
but we have no
WPIO,
way to...
Get them back.
We have no way to call them.
Man. They were showing a lot of like reruns from like BET, Hallmark.
It was a radio
Lifetime.
station, actually.
Interesting.
It was all audio versions.
I'll just be drinking my water.
But as I was listening to the...
Just be over here drinking water. You go do your thing.
As I was listening to the fire scanner last night, as I do at night, I heard WPI.
The fire scanner?
It's like, you know, some people listen to the police scanner to see if there's crime. I listen for fire.
There's a fire scanner.
One would have to believe so, right?
I'm pretty sure they just call 911 and they just ring the fire people.
There is a fire.
There's
scanner.
gotta
There
be
has
a
to
fire.
It's-
Fire scanner?
Yeah,
I listened to it, first of all, so I would know.
it's channel hot.
And
Dan.
I'm listening to the fire department. They get to WPO. They're talking about how things are just burning down. And then I want to play this clip because this is crazy stuff. This is from the scanner. This is the fire department reacting to what they are seeing in a blaze. So, Tracy, cue that clip. Hey, guys, you're not going to believe this. The building is just burned down.
It's burned to the ground.
There's nothing there.
Not any flames left?
But you know how sometimes you see those things like a church burns down and the cross is left or something like that. You're like, man, that's only the work of the Lord.
That's right. God bless.
The only thing that survived this fire is a piece of paper that says Philo is giving the listeners of Deck the Hallmark one free month by going to philo.tv/Deck the Hallmark.
Get out of town.
Philo.tv/Deck the
A
Hallmark.
free month. Man, worth it.
I'll say this, surely no one's listening to the fire scanner that definitely exists right now. But if they are,
They
feel
could get free month of Philo.
philo.tv/Deck the Hallmark.
That
is
may have been a 5-minute ad. Fire scanner. We can't hear that.
people skipping ahead 15 seconds are just going to be baffled. Going to have to click that bad boy
Man.
a couple times.
Yeah. Like, did I do it? Is it
Hey, they're showing the scanner.
scanner? No.
Is this an ad?
Apple Podcast is down.
All right, let's get to this. Without further ado, without any more long ads, I will ask Panda to take it away. Hot take. Keep in mind the judges are watching. Their pens, their pads are out. They are getting ready to take notes. Tell everybody how you felt about this episode. And keep in mind, this is for the best hot take of the
state of South Carolina.
This is one of the top episodes of When Calls the Heart. And here's why. It is absolutely the best episode of season 4. It is better than anything we saw in season 3. And it has brought me back a little bit more on board, like a dipping the toe in the pool kind of thing of When Calls the Heart. And here's why. First of all, it moves the plot significantly forward, in my opinion, of starting to shake things up with romance interests. You have the railroad guy getting interested now in Faith, and you have this community having to.
How does that shake things up? You said it shakes things up.
Well, it's just more interesting than it was.
Oh, it wasn't like a love triangle. I thought you meant they were shaking things up that were current relationships.
No, nothing like that.
It's just a new relationship.
Right.
Okay.
They are showing a little bit of conflict between Rosemary and now I can't remember her husband's name.
Lee?
Lee, yeah.
You never can. You never can remember his name.
Yeah, I never can. And there's a little bit of just a hint of conflict there with this railroad. And this railroad is one of those things where it's going to be causing a little bit of problems within this community. And we're starting to see the tax issue come up. We're starting to see her as mayor being threatened. We're starting to see Gowan make power plays here that's going to threaten her mayorhood. This is they're moving the pieces here, ladies and gentlemen. And
Good gosh.
It's intriguing. There's intrigue.
I just don't know how much you drank before you watched this episode of television.
Also, I will say that it has confirmed to me I dislike Rosemary's character more than any other character in a TV show I've ever seen.
Whoa. Whoa.
Don't like Rosemary's
More
character.
than Rory?
Yeah.
Because Rory's pretty
No,
unlikable.
Rory's a horrible person, but she's not so gratingly irritating. This episode
Man, I
felt
don't know, buddy.
unbearable to me with Rosemary.
That's
felt
fair.
unbearable. Her not doing the job that she's being paid to do, it felt unbearable. So there's my hot takes.
Begged to get that job.
Begged to get the job, and then
This is piling up.
and she uses it to, and they just drop the plot of her going to be doing her like story and getting secret. It's just she's unbearable.
I love that politics of railroad that we've talked about for 3 episodes and taxation talk garner for Panda one of the best episodes of When Calls the Heart. That is a sad state of affairs.
Now, here's the thing.
But I'm not wrong, and you know that.
I think you are. Well, one of the best meaning better than half of them?
Yes, better than half of them.
Oh, that's different. You said it's better than anything in season 3 or season 2. I would disagree with that.
No,
statement.
I said anything. I said it's the best thing we've seen in season 4. I said it's better than anything we saw in season 3.
And then season 2 is the worst. It's Hamilton the whole time.
I might revise that and say there's a couple things that were better in season 3, but season 2.
Okay.
Season 2 is better than
were thinking
anything
of
we saw in
Hamilton.
season
Most
2.
everything we've seen so far is better than anything we've seen in season 2. Though.
Yes, but this is
Okay.
light years ahead of that. I would put this in the top 15 episodes.
What have we watched? Like 30, maybe? Man,
Here's the
we've
thing,
not
guys.
watched 30 yet, I don't think. I think we're right around that number.
Well, it's top 15.
Man, this is everything you could have wanted to take. If the
Now, here's
judges
the thing.
aren't happy with the backpedaling and the left-right zigzag, how do you do hodgepodge beluga that we just heard, I don't know what they're going to be happy with.
They are walking out. We won't find out, I think, for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
that's the
So
big.
never perfect.
I think that you don't respect our ability to bid.
True. But also, Clafner isn't gone yet. And
He
you
is
and I,
not.
we know that. And we will have audio of Clafner's next week. Or never.
We will. We will have Klofner's episode.
Clafner. It's not Klofner. Just respect the man a little bit.
We'll have Andy Kaufman's hot take on this one.
Thank you very
on
much.
On this episode next week. It's going to be very confusing, but try to keep up. I kept being pulled back into this episode with the unknown factor of scurvy. I didn't know when it was going to hit, but I felt like it could at any moment.
I've said it for years. Anytime you throw a carnival in the 1910s, you're risking scurvy, a scurvy outbreak.
Guys, it was a dangerous time. If it's not scurvy, it's mites. Like they had issues with mites. Wasn't mites a thing?
Mites still are a thing.
Okay. Well, that's one of my point. And they were worse back then.
That's one of my points.
Bed
I don't even know
bugs.
what you're saying.
I thought this episode was.
Next few.
I thought this episode was fine. It had things that were happening. There was they brought gangs back, which was great. We hadn't had those in a while, so that's fun. Whenever things are starting to slow down, it's like let's put the boys in danger with gang.
That's right. Real
Let's
quick.
get the gang back in there. And so that was great. Railroad business is happening. The real. Hard hitting. We got to think about taxes, guys. Like, let's just think about how we're making businesses be taxed like that. We appreciate that hard hitting take from Wickles to Heart. Overall, this episode was fine. Had more going than others. Top 15 for Bram.
Maybe, I feel like I'm trying. Maybe I'm not, because this just felt like another dip into the sensory deprivation tank that is When Calls the Heart.
Sensory
I'm sorry. I watched this with my 5-year-old who doesn't get to watch much TV. Probably less TV than anyone I know that also has a 5-year-old. We don't watch it, but he was awake. I had to watch it. His twin brother was sleeping, and for the first 20 minutes, his eyes glazed over as he realized that TV could, in fact, be boring. And then someone had a gun, and someone took the gun and hit him with it, stuff that I never let my kid watch, and he was floored. He thought it was the best thing he'd ever seen. And that should tell you the bar of When Calls the Heart. The 5-year-old was turned pretty easily by the appearance of a gun in a gang, and so was Bran. It's bad television. Yeah. Lori Loughlin's character, Abigail, having to cast the deciding vote last week was more tense and well-made, better than anything we saw in this entire episode. Is it top 15? I don't know, man. It's just a slog down there. It's just a slog. The end of season 1, the finale, where Brolin gets off the stagecoach. That's 1. Everything else is tied 2-29. What do you want from me? They all suck.
No, that's not true.
That's
Season
not
2
true.
is...
Season 2 is a special place in hell. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Hamilton is on its own island. That's correct.
Let's get to all the feels. We were talking about the feels. Panda?
Yeah, carnival. Got big carnival feels. Oh my God. Man, that
It's
carnival
tough being
looks
your friend
super fun.
sometimes.
No, you know what? Because I enjoy fun from time to time.
No.
It looks like a blast. Dude, if we were living in Hope Valley, I would have gone over to your little pod and I would have knocked on your door. And I would have been like, hey, big friend, you want to come to the carnival with me? And you would have been like, hey, yeah, let's do it. And we would have gone down. And you know what? Because I'm a generous soul, I would have bought you tickets. And I would have let you go.
Are we on a date at this point?
No, we're just hanging out as bros.
Because you picked me up at my house. You took me to the carnival and bought me tickets.
Well, hear me out. Back then, you could just stroll along and you could just knock on guys' doors and say, come on, hang out with me at the carnival. It was a simpler time. And so you go, and then we would have just hung out. We would have played some of the carnival games, and we would have supported the community. And then we would have gone home, and I would have said, you have a great night, friend. I'll see you in the morning at the train station or the train logging land. And then we'd still have a strong friendship. That's how that would have gone, and it would have been awesome. And I wish you were still on board with that.
I'd like to amend my statement. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is always hard to be your friend.
What Panda just did was my feels. I thought that was just a
It's great.
wonderful
It's a
moment.
good time.
That was a lot
You
of fun.
saw it in your mind's eye, didn't you?
In my mind's eye.
That is heavy on the Tate.
It is.
That song.
I smile at the candy apple.
In my mind's eye, Rosemary's giving fortunes with her face.
Candy apples. Candy apples.
Do you have Do you have any?
No, I don't have any feels. Go to break.
We're back, everybody. We're back, everybody. Man, oh man. We had a lot of people that were worried about WPIO, the building fire, and I think a GoFundMe is coming up for that, and we'll be sure to share that.
And from what I understand, the fire marshal on hand told the boss, what's the name, big boss man, Jeffries?
At WPIO,
yeah.
Jordan.
And Jordan said, don't worry about your pay. He has issued every single employee at WPIO a free month of Philo.
Phenomenal.
It's unbelievable.
Awesome.
That's
great.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Generous soul.
He is very generous.
Philo.tv, so let's take the homework.
Hey, let's do this real quick, boys. Let's get to the wait the whats.
Okay.
We were talking about what in this episode made us go wait what. I'm going to start my good friend Pana. Pana?
This isn't a wait what as in the normal sense of it.
This isn't a wait what as, and then he's done. He's got nothing.
I got
he's
nothing.
Just out there. He's just out there.
I overstepped.
This
the
isn't a wait
dock
what as.
and dropped right
Hi,
into the
it's
water.
Daniel Pandolf with, I don't know what to do
snap.
after that.
I don't know
I
how
just
to
went one
do
word
it.
too many. Get him back. This isn't a wait
The
what
wait
as.
what as you would normally think of a wait what.
There you go.
You recovered nicely.
Yeah.
I'm not taking you to the
Carnival date.
Carnival boys. There were a lot of big kisses with Jack looking around before he did big smooches.
A lot of smooching. in
What
this
if
episode.
someone was watching on mute? I don't know why they would be, but if they were watching and they saw you do this, what would they think was going on?
I think they would say Jack was looking both ways before he smooched Elizabeth, and they would agree with me. There was a lot of clandestine smooching.
I
is
saw
what
them,
would call it.
dude. Man, clandestine smooching. They played their entire third album, start to finish, with just a grand piano and an oboe, and it was bonkers good.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh man.
What's weird is there's 12 people in that band, just one
The
grand
rest of
piano.
them just
and-
went up and down like this.
Three of them
alternating.
Do,
It was
three
fun.
of them do play the piano at the same time.
One of them
Else-
pulled a hammy. You would not have known. No, Daryl's a champ. He kept right on going. Not even a wince.
That's what makes them clandestine smooching. Best in the game.
Are you?
Top
I
3
got
concert
nothing.
all time.
I got no one calls the heart. Wait, what?
For the life of me, can't figure out why the railroad boys wouldn't want this parcel of land to begin with.
Yeah.
Doesn't involve moving anybody out. From what I understand, it's a better route. Abigail just throws
He
in
keeps
there.
saying something to the effect of, we've already spent so much money to go to the south, so it would cost us money to reroute it to the north. But that still doesn't add up in my opinion.
It just seems like this is a huge win for the railroad.
Yeah.
Huge win.
Big win.
I couldn't figure out why this route was not talked about in the first place. Dan.
That's all you got, really?
That's all I got.
The woman at
Also,
the cafe.
fortune telling. I didn't know that you could do that back then.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely bordering into inappropriate. I think she was acting a bit like it was inappropriate, in my opinion. It was wild. But I think in 1912 it wouldn't have been. I don't know where the
I don't
line
think
is there.
people will flinch back. then.
It's no good witch.
In the cafe, the woman gets a sandwich from Rosemary, and she says that the sandwich has inappropriate mustard on it.
Yeah, she did say that.
And I don't know how to get out of this now that I'm here, but I can tell you that that's never a sentence. You can have mustard that you don't like. You can have funky mustard or weird mustard, because I think it was anchovy paste. But mustard isn't, by nature, in any religion, belief system of any kind that I'm aware of, in any context on a sandwich, inappropriate. Right?
right.
I can't think of a context where you would label mustard as inappropriate.
Inappropriate mustard.
You could say nasty, disgusting, misplaced, weird looking, funky, sour, bad, inedible, inappropriate.
Maybe
Was it like a
inappropriate
scantily
amount.
clad mustard?
I don't know.
Mustard. that mustard went out of the house like that? Are you kidding me?
changing.
Inappropriate mustard's on the line.
Forgot to lock the door. God.
It seems like inappropriate mustard that you're feigning bashfulness, but you're actually okay with them getting the show.
You know I am.
And this move every time is also weird. Are you a cat batting in some yarn?
I didn't lock the door on purpose. I'm inappropriate mustard.
Man, can I get 30 minutes of inappropriate mustard?
Man, I will. Whoa.
Man.
Sheesh. I'd put that
You know
on
what?
every sandwich.
And what's weird is inappropriate mustard. Wow, now we're in a world that I don't even know. Inappropriate mustard open for clandestine smooching. That's all I'm saying. They say they're going to ride out at dawn to catch this Scuggins gang. When they get on their horses, it is 100% not dawn.
To be clear, this is not the Scuggins
It
game.
is not the
This
Scuggins
is totally so different game.
Yeah. Whatever the case may be. When they ride out, it is 100% not dawn. There's a lot of times it could be none of them are dawn. The sun is not just coming up. It's not just setting. It's the middle of the day.
yet.
That's real, real bad. And then lastly, they're in the kitchen as the dishes are piling up, and they're like, Rosemary, why don't you do the dishes? And at one point in the background, we see a full living room set in the background of the kitchen of the cafe. And I'm confused because it's not the dining room. It's in the kitchen. Rosemary is standing up with a dish in her hand, and behind her is like a set of pink couches. Is there a living room in the cafe kitchen? Did I miss something? Can someone help me out there?
I feel like there's a couple times where she set up like space in the kitchen because she shares the kitchen with her
There's
she
rooms
lives there.
upstairs
Right.
where she lives.
But I think she comes down and cooks, and I think she's tried to make it like a little cozy family space.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
That's
Question
just my opinion.
That's all I got.
It's time for Hopes and Valleys, part of the show. We talk about something that's giving us hope for the future and or bumming us out. Panda.
Hope for the future. I'm looking forward to more of the drama of the dueling mayor, her being overthrown. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's mine as well.
Giving
Mine
her
as
a
well.
little bit of tension and trauma because those are legitimate stakes involved.
The dueling, like with her and Gowan?
Yeah, I think there's legitimate stakes involved with this because there's people's livelihood. Gowan has not the best interests of the town in mind, and so there's a lot of people. Obviously, he's already committed genocide, so it's not great. Yeah. But him being able to have money and power with the railroad.
How many
that's
times is he gonna? How many episodes in a row is he gonna walk up to someone who's trying to get their way and is against Abigail and just say something very quietly that we know for a fact?
I am getting tired of that.
It's every episode.
I think they move next episode.
Okay.
I think that's the move.
And then Jack's going to propose to Elizabeth, obviously. Episode
Okay,
1, right?
hold on. And then the other thing I would say is my valley is Rosemary. Rosemary's character is just absolutely unbearable to watch.
Tough sledding out there.
It's grating, guys.
And it's the characters, not the actor.
Yeah, exactly. It is 100% the character. The way they've written this character, she is not funny. She is not in music. She is there for comic relief, but it is just a slog to watch her.
Brutal.
She is grating on the nerves. Grating.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's what I got.
I agree. I think Abigail, the Abigail Mayer storyline is working better than I thought that it would.
100%.
Someone emailed me and said, I don't watch the show, but I listen, and it's 1912 or 13. Abigail's mayor, women don't even have the right to vote yet. How did that happen? And that initially I thought that was a fair point, but I've actually thought about it for a week. And one, no one voted her mayor.
Gowan's under investigation.
That's
She
right.
just kind of took it.
And two, we never know exactly. They're not in a state, right? Like Hope Valley is in the Northwest. We don't know where it is, right?
Right.
I don't even know if they're in America.
Did you know that there were a lot of states on the West Coast that women had the right to vote before they got universal suffrage in 1919, 1920?
Oh, how about that?
And so it's still, no one had to vote for Abigail, but I assume that's coming. I assume we're going to have a vote with her at some point. And because they're in Canada or in the Northwest, they can just
So
vote.
women, there was room, especially out west where there were less, government legislation,
Yes.
those kind of things for women to take
But
leadership roles. It was more egalitarian
yes,
out
in the
there, for sure.
1910s, women could vote. Not across the board. It was different in every state, but in some states they could vote for everything, including president. Some states they could just vote for local stuff, but like a town mayor vote, women on the West Coast, actually, a lot of them, I would say the majority of them, could vote in 1913.
Oh, wow.
About that.
That's
True
fascinating.
story.
The more you know.
Yeah.
We did, everybody.
did it.
Pocket Watch, no. Shepherd's Pie Watch, no.
Surprisingly enough, there were plenty of opportunities
I know.
thrown in there. Didn't
I mean,
happen.
there's a whole
Shocking.
carnival.
Yeah.
What's a carnival without a Shepherd's Pie?
Come on.
And Smolder Alert Boy. I gave it this is high
it
on
was
this
a high one.
8.8.
Wow, like he had several scenes where he kisses her, but
Big kisses.
nothing as good as him giving her the book. 6.5 for me.
Okay.
No, I'm with Brand 8.5.
And it's time for What's Calling My Heart, part of the show we read an email.
I never did a Hope or Valley. Valley's going. Let's move on.
Of course.
It's fine.
What's Calling My Heart, where you email hello@deckthehallmark.com with something that you're totally
This
digging
is
right
the
now.
last one. That
So we need some more coming
The
in.
well's
need
dry, boys and girls.
Some more coming in.
Sorry.
The well is dry, boys and girls. hello@deckthehallmark.com. Maybe you're What's Calling Your
That's
Heart
Calling My Heart.
is
That
Panda not doing that anymore. Or, who knows.
doing more of it.
This is from Lee Hodo.
Hey!
Hey, Lee, how you doing? I love your podcast and this whole DTH community.
Thank you.
This is a quick plug, Bramble Jam Plus. You could be a part of it. You can watch this live, believe it or not. So I want, for those of you who are like, when's the YouTube episode coming out? Well, you could be watching
Comes
it live.
out when I want it
You're
to
in
come out.
personal YouTube. Yeah, I always ask Bran. You're asking me, and I just bother Bran. So I wanted to try and contribute to What's Calling My Heart segment. In the tradition of the Big Three, here we go. The Big Three is a bonus episode we do on occasion. Number one, Marvel TV. WandaVision was trippy and amazing. I wish it was still going on. Falcon and Bucky's show is like watching another Marvel movie, but in bite-sized chunks. I understand and appreciate the pure action and unbelievability of the whole thing, but I absolutely love it. I'm ready for Loki. Bring it. Clearly, this was written a while ago.
Heard Loki's great.
Loki
I've heard
is
that.
the best of the three. It's the only one that I think stands on its completely on its own, and I want more episodes. Right now, it was shocking how much I love that show, and it's all about time travel and a ton of fun. Number two, The Chosen. Whatever you believe about the Bible and Jesus, this is a well-made show with great acting and writing. The story behind how it is made is also very interesting.
That's
I really
true.
think everyone should check it out. Of course, as with most things, the book is better. I've heard a lot about The Chosen. Have you guys watched it?
I've seen a couple episodes. It actually is.
It's
quite
really,
good.
really well
The
done.
making of it actually is very fascinating. He is correct on that.
And number three, cheese. That's it. And
My
thanks,
guy.
guys. Lee Hodo. Thank you, Lee.
My guy.
We
Love
did
it.
it.
Good job,
We
Lee.
did it, everybody. Congratulations. What a week it's been. We'll do another one. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.